Today, my dad is cooking pancakes. Not just any pancakes. These pancakes are made with corn and stuffed with beef and bean chili, then baked in the oven and covered with lots and lots of melted cheese. And I can't wait. In fact, I'm absolutely starving.
Hi everybody, making a chili today. One of my favourite things actually. I like a chunky chili though. I much prefer chunky beef to ground beef. But we're going to stuff corn pancakes with our chili today, and we're going to cover them with cheese and then pop them in the oven, and they're going to be really good. So I've got a couple of large onions. You can see the beef over there. I've got just over a pound of beef. I'm throwing some mushrooms in my chili. There's some bell peppers and garlic and some fresh herbs and spices as well, apart from some tomato and some beef stock. Mushrooms are quite controversial, aren't they? A lot of people don't like them. I like mushrooms. Wherever there's beef, I always think mushrooms aren't out of place. So let's start, shall we? A couple of tablespoons of olive oil. In goes our strips of beef rump. And we're going to seal this beef until it's completely dried out. And we've got those beautiful caramelised brown edges around the outside of the beef. That for me is where the flavour lies. So that's going to take you about 10 minutes to get rid of all the moisture and get those lovely crusty bits on top around the edges of the beef. And once that's done, you can then transfer the beef to another plate and then begin cooking the vegetables and the chili spices really. So onto another plate goes the beef. Extra bit of olive oil and some onions, a couple of tablespoons olive oil there, chopped on peppers, about half a dozen cloves of minced garlic. Give that a stir around, a couple of minutes maybe. In goes our lime and our chili and our ancho flakes and our oregano and our cumin and our salt and our pepper. All sorts of different bits and bobs there. Don't forget all the ingredients. Everything will be in the description below. Pop in the mushrooms. Cook the vegetables out with the spices for about 10 minutes, and once you've done that, you can return the lovely chunks of meat to your vegetables. And obviously, once that's done, give that a good stir. And then we're going to throw in our tomato pulp. And yes, like I said, full list of all the ingredients will be in the description below. In goes the beef stock. Bring that to the boil, simmer it for about an hour. After an hour, add some beans of your choice. I'm also going to add some tomato puree, and then I'm going to give that a bit of a stir and simmer it for a further half an hour. Effectively, this is now done. I've just added some salt and some pepper to the mix, and I'm now putting in a tablespoon of cornmeal, and I want this thick. We're going to stuff pancakes. I don't want any excess moisture, so I want this thick. The cornmeal will thicken it, and it will also soak up any surplus moisture we have. Going to cook that for 10 minutes after adding the cornmeal, and now as you can see, it's gloopy, it's perfect, it's absolutely fabulous. All I need to do now is throw in some cilantro and let it cool down for a couple of hours. So let's get cracking with the pancakes. I've got a cup and a half of water, a cup of flour, half a cup of cornmeal, an egg. Obviously you want to mix all that together. I'm going to throw in a little bit of salt and pepper, about a half teaspoon of each. And now we want to whisk everything well until there's no lumps left in. So once you've given it a whisk, pop a teaspoon of butter and oil in a non-stick frying pan. And I'm using a ladle just to pop some filling in the pan. Now at this stage, how much filling you pop in the pan, how thick you have your pancakes is entirely up to you. I got around 8 out of this batch. If you want them thicker, obviously you'll get less. So you can flip your pancakes with your spatula, or of course you can do it with the wrist, flick of the wrist, and that wonderful frying pan. Circulate that pancake mix around the frying pan to make those pancakes nice and perfectly round. And this cornmeal makes a lovely colour pancake. really, really beautiful. So there are the pancakes. We're going to let them go cold. A couple of hours later, what I did was roll some wonderful chili in my pancakes, pop them in a buttered casserole dish, butter the casserole dish well, and then pop them in. Each end of the pancake, just tuck it in nice and gently. And then when you've filled your casserole dish with your pancakes, look at that, they look fabulous. You can then plaster the top with cheese, absolutely cover it with cheese. I've used some beautiful red Leicester, and I've also used some Grana Padano Italian cheese. And just for a bit of colour, I'm just going to sprinkle just a few finely chopped peppers I had left over. In the oven for about 35 minutes, and look at that, cheese melted, and I'll tell you something, the smell is absolutely fabulous. This is a wonderful, wonderful dish, a great way of eating chili beef, a bit of an alternative, a bit of an alternative on the tacos. Maybe it's a bit different, I don't know. Lots of people do stuffed pancakes, but I'll tell you something, they look fabulous. And if you look really closely, you'll see the chunks of beef and those beautiful red beans. It's a truly fabulous dish. One of those dishes that can be eaten as a light snack or even as an appetizer or a main course. Absolutely wonderful. Beef, chili and bean cornmeal pancakes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed the video, would you please share, like, or even subscribe? And to find out about my next video, please press the notification bell. Please get in touch, leave any comments at the bottom too. This is Chef Algie Pie, sending everyone lots of love, and do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon.